Geek Out! Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Geek Out Championship Wrestling, a wrestling podcast that has the wherewithal to do an episode or two on a pay-per-view schedule where we talk about what's been going on in the WWE every time they have a pay-per-view. You'll hear our predictions, and you'll hear some of us cry about how we never win. I am your host with the most, Mr. Chris Nolan. Sitting next to me, opposite the ring, walking with Elias, is my co-host with the co-most, Mr. Timmy C.
Hello, that is me. Who's ready to walk with Elias?
Ooh, wow, apparently I did not check your levels good
you
enough
didn't,
because you clipped some shit.
That was awesome.
Check your levels.
And as you can already hear, joining us via satellite from the World Restaurant in Times Square, the reigning, defending Mark Predictions champion.
Yeah, but nobody cares about that title, so let's move on. So good to see you, Steve. All right, so WrestleMania is finally here.
Whoa, WrestleMania.
I love it. I love it.
Wasn't there that was their big thing last year?
It was,
Yeah.
but I loved your version. That was awesome.
I'll take that over Kid Rock screaming about New Orleans any day of the
Oh
week.
God.
Yeah.
Get to New Orleans, get a good friend of mine.
Yeah, I kind of missed the old Kid Rock,
Yeah.
but oh well.
I'm an American badass.
We might get a sighting of an American badass on Sunday.
We might.
Yeah. Well, we'll get into that with WrestleMania. How about we start with NXT Takeover?
Sure.
Which I think we all can agree will be a lot better, as it always is, than the actual main event.
It's been pretty consistent the last year or two that Takeover is better than the main roster's pay-per-view. It happened last year in Dallas?
It did.
Yeah. I had a hot brain fart that Mania was in Dallas last year.
It's cool.
Yeah.
I saw the question mark come out. It was cool.
But yeah, so probably going to do it again this year.
Right?
Yeah. What do we got, Tim? Unfortunately, I started a new job recently, so I've not been able to keep up with NXT as much as I would like. What do we got on the card?
You're just too humble. Chris actually watches it more than the rest of us. He just is more humble than Steven.
He's such a down-to-earth guy.
Yeah.
Well, when you're the A-listers, what happens?
Wow. Look at Steven.
Yeah.
He's ready.
Yeah.
Well, let's start off with the match, and we'll go through these pretty quickly because I think what we really want to talk about is WrestleMania.
All 57 matches
Yes.
at WrestleMania.
Yes.
12 hours of sports entertainment.
Sunday.
Are you not sports entertained?
My least favorite match coming up for NXT TakeOver is the Ember Moon versus Shayna Baszler.
Baszler.
I call her Baszler. Tomato, right?
Yeah.
Peanut, aunt, whatever. So
Peanut?
yeah, peanut. Hey,
Did
give me
people-
some peanuts.
Ugh.
Yeah, I know, right?
Ugh.
Yeah, you did a double take. It's cool. So we got Ember Moon, who feels like she's been champion for a while. Ever
Yeah.
since Asuka left.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
She fought Shayna last time,
Yes.
Yeah.
Last takeover.
right? Which was actually a surprisingly pretty good match.
Yeah.
But here's the rematch.
Yeah.
Honestly, on the card itself,
Yeah.
I'm not as excited about this, but I really think from a smart perspective, I think they'll keep Ember Moon with the title.
Yeah.
Just because I just don't know if we're ready for that storyline yet. But from a markout prediction, I would be all about Shayna winning.
I am right there with you. I would not be surprised if they were like, nah, we're going to keep the belt on Ember for a while. But I am very excited about the idea of having a heel, like a mean heel, like a monster heel,
Right.
being, holding the belt.
Yeah. But-
Especially since, I feel like Ember hasn't really done much as champ either.
Well, you can
Like-
take Shayna in a lot different directions. I think
That too, yes.
If she becomes
Right, she's
champion.
more versatile.
Yep, and then Ember, you can move up to the main roster.
Yeah.
in my opinion.
Yeah, she's probably readier,
Yeah,
more
nice.
ready than some of the people that they've called up recently.
And you were giving me a hard time about pay nuts. Steven, what do you think?
I think I'm going Smark and Mark both on Shayna because I think, especially if Nia wins the women's title, she's already bulldozed through the entire division. So who's there left? So I think they bring up Ember Moon to feud with Nia for the title. So my Mark and Smark are Shayna.
Okay.
Real quick,
Yep.
if I may, I did realize we forgot at the top of the show, Mr. Timmy C. Happy Rusev Day.
Happy Rusev Day, Chris.
Steve, happy Rusev Day to you.
Glorious Rusev Day blessings to you all.
Glorious.
Was that Bobby Roode? Was Bobby there?
Sounded like Bobby Roode for a second.
Who?
Bobby Roode.
So how about the Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic? We got the Undisputed Era, who's the champions right now, the Authors of Pain, and then I think Chris's new favorite tag team, Roderick Strong and Pete Dunne.
Yeah, so, I give Roddy Strong so much shit, or have given him so much shit in the past.
Yeah, come on.
And then
Come on.
the first match that he had
Come on.
in the where he showed he had Dunne as his partner.
Oh, yeah?
I was like, huh, that's an interesting pairing.
Uh-huh.
And then halfway through the match, I started noticing little heel tactics that he was doing, and I was like, huh, that's interesting. And then he did something. He did a handful of things, and I was like, I might be able to get behind this Roderick Strong.
The markout meter is rising.
I don't know if I'd mark out if they'd win, but
I think eventually.
if he and Dunn were able to out heel the other two teams, because that would make it a 3 heel triple threat.
That's correct.
If they were able to out heel the other two, yes, I would mark out to that. But if they were the baby faces in the match, I don't think I'd care. But there's no way that Dunn is going to be the baby face.
No, that's not going to happen.
And from the little bit of Roderick Strong as a heel in that match that I saw, I was like, he's so much better.
Yes, finally.
I care about him. It's not just, oh, I'm so sad I grew up in a trailer park.
Now.
It's like, no, fuck you, I'm winning this shit.
Hell
And
yeah.
I was like, oh, okay.
Okay, good.
Hello, welcome to the dance.
It's so great that you've come around.
Yeah.
It's so great you've come around to the good side.
Otherwise, it's Undisputed Era because, Adam Cole, baby!
Oh, well done.
Yeah, just to do
Well done.
more of your bits.
Yeah, check your levels.
Yeah.
All right.
Hey, that's why I moved
Yeah.
away from the mic.
That didn't even work.
No. I think it was just as much your mic picking me up as mine.
I think so. I do think that the team of Strong and Dunn will be good eventually. I think it's too soon for this to kind of take off, but God, what a great tag team.
But you know what?
What a great tag team.
The Dusty Rhodes Classics does love a new tag team winning it.
They do.
So they do love awarding that to a new tag. Like the first winners was Samoa Joe and Finn Balor, right?
Yeah,
And then that kickstarted their feud.
that did.
And then you got the Authors of Pain, who had only been in NXT for a month before the competition even started, right?
Yeah, but they were still semi-established. I mean,
True. They were. It wasn't like, oh, I want to enter this because I've lost everything else. Okay, fine, Roderick Strong, get a tag partner,
Right.
And then big reveal the day of his first match.
Correct.
So yes, I
do think that that being said, the Undisputed Era, they need to check that box,
yeah.
and that's who's going to win this, in my opinion.
Yeah. Steve, how do you feel?
I think Undisputed Era too. They're just they're the kings of the world right now, and I think this will be the last NXT match for the Scribes of Punishment because I see them getting called up. They should have been called up last pay-per-view, but I see them getting called up here soon.
There's definitely a need for them. Them and Sanity definitely need to move up to the main roster.
Sanity.
Yeah. Sanity's been there forever.
I was at the pay-per-view where Sanity turned babyface.
But it does stink that Bobby Fish is injured.
Yeah.
I think that does kind of deflate the whole situation. But I think this will be one of the last wins for the Undisputed Era. And then they'll get some time off. Adam Cole will do his singles thing, and we'll go from there. That being said, we'll jump into the North American NXT. I'm sorry, the NXT North American ladder match.
Speaking of Adam Cole doing his solo thing.
Exactly. Thank you. That was pretty good.
Yeah.
Steven, put your chips away.
God.
We get to see EC3 for the first time.
Right?
Right?
Part of me is kind of sad that, I get it. It's probably, it rarely would be able to happen, but part of me is kind of sad he's not using his TNA music because I liked the waving your hands like, oh,
yeah.
whoa. But his new theme music is quite interesting. I'm the top 1% or whatever the hell it was.
Yeah. The whoa that he was doing kind of reminds me of when they would do the I don't know, when they did the Fandango. Yeah, right.
Yeah. And also
that Fandango or I Dream of Genie.
I wasn't sure myself.
That was close. It's the same kind of thing.
Yeah.
It's just it's a jazzier beat.
Mm-hmm. Who else is in that match?
How can you forget the Velveteen Dream? He's in the match. Ricochet, welcome.
Yeah, another introduction to NXT.
Lars Sullivan, and Killian Dane.
Very good. That's a heavy match.
Yes, I
not
agree.
just because it's got some big boys in it, but it's just meaty.
I think I think the odds-on favorite is EC3. To win, but
especially since he was out there during the announcement.
But God, I really want the Velveteen Dream to win.
Oh my God! Even if he doesn't win, it's gonna look good. He's gonna look good losing that match.
That guy, that character is one of the best in a very long time.
Yeah. I told you that I've trained with people that trained him, right?
Right. Yes, you have told me that.
Just pick that name up real quick.
Yeah, I think there it is. Yep, I think you got it.
Yeah.
Steven, what do you think about this thing?
Sorry about that.
He was putting his chips away.
My heart says Ricochet, but I think it's going to be EC3 because they're making such a huge deal. They brought him out during the title reveal. They've been really focused on him.
Yeah.
I think maybe he'll be in a feud with Ricochet afterwards.
Oh, for sure.
I got to say EC3.
I think I'm smarking out to EC3 and marking out to Velveteen Dream.
Yeah.
Which is basically what you said.
Yep,
Tim.
right there with you.
Yeah.
So, and Steven, I can see it going that way with EC3 for sure, but I think then you need to put the Velveteen Dream in the main event picture. I think you gotta get him up there.
He definitely needs a solid win other than just Cassius Ohno.
But I think it's going to take some time because we're going to lead into the next match, which is the NXT Championship, where we have Alistair Black,
my boy,
against Almas.
Yeah.
Alistair Black all the way for me. And I think he's going to have a pretty decent title reign.
Yeah.
I think Black and Velveteen Dream had a great match
of the year.
That's correct. For all of you that listened to us back in 2017.
Woo-hoo.
God, that was so long ago, right?
Right?
Jeez. But
that was before we even had Steven.
I'm so looking forward to. Oh yeah, those are the good days. I'm so looking forward to seeing more of those matches between the Velveteen Dream and Alistair Black.
Oh my God! If Velveteen Dream could have just a feud, an ongoing feud where he's chasing the title against Alistair Black, I think the main event scene would be. Are you sleeping?
Me? No, I'm not doing anything.
I thought I heard snores.
I think I did.
Yeah.
I am wide awake, sir.
But I think an ongoing feud betwixt the two of them would be wonderful.
Yeah, say my name.
The say my name year.
All right, Steven, what do you think?
I've been thinking about this too, but I gotta go with Alistair Black. He's just, first of all, I love his entrance. His entrance is just so awesome. I love his music, but I think we're gonna see the title change hands. I'm marking and smarking for Mr. Black.
Yeah, I can tell you were really excited. How How about the unsanctioned match? I think the match that we're all kind of looking forward to. They've been pushing this match for months.
This one I honestly can see going either way. This is the one I've been I'm making my predictions.
Right.
This is the way, with my prediction, I'm like, ugh.
I can the way I'm looking at it is like what it boils down to, I think, is are they ready to call Johnny Gargano up? Because like I feel like that's the thing that it all hinges on, whether or not Johnny Gargano is going to win this. Like if he wins, that means that they're not ready to call him up to the main roster yet. If he loses, he's going to be like fucking there the Monday after Raw.
I think I agree with you, Chris. I think the other thing to think about though is this the pinnacle match between the two of them? Because if they still think that they can put on another match at another takeover to kind of just end it, then I think Johnny G wins.
Yeah.
And then, they fight again. If this is where they kind of want to say enough's enough, this is over, it'd be really hard to move Johnny G up with a loss here. I think Johnny wins.
Yeah.
I think he's back in NXT. I think they ramp it up for one more. As much as I think he'd be a great asset to the main roster, which I think does have some holes in it, but there's so many people in it that I think they need to start making some cuts, but we'll get to that later.
I agree from a storyline perspective. I think it's ridiculous for them to want to just end it with this one.
Right.
Because they've built it up so much. Like, it can't just be a one and done.
And the build-up has been really good.
Yeah. I will say, I think they waited a takeover too long to split them up. Because I felt like where they were as a team, it's been long enough now that I'm flaking on it, but I just remember like watching the match. I was like, oh my god, is this the one where they break up? And then like, no, they went on and did their own thing. And then like the next pay-per-view, I was like, oh no, they're going on all cylinders. Well, no, like I was like, oh, they look like they're back together. They're on good terms. Oh, okay. Tommaso Ciampa just out of nowhere.
Yeah.
With an RKO.
And you've met him.
Yeah, I have met him.
Right.
He's really cool.
Yes.
One of the things that he loves about working NXT matches is that all the arenas or all the places that they fight in are air conditioned, whereas at MCW, where I met him, it was not, and that's why I never go to MCW summer shows.
That's always a perk.
Yes,
Yeah.
Steven, what you think?
This one has been stressing me out because it could go either way.
Yeah,
but I got to say Johnny G, because my first thought was, oh, he'll lose and then he'll show up on Raw or SmackDown, but it'd be kind of hard to build that momentum if he just lost.
I don't know what you guys are talking about with this. Half the people that they call up lost like the last time they were on NXT. I'm not saying that.
Look in a grand fashion though, like Shinsuke lost a title rematch.
Right.
Sami Zayn.
I think because of the build-up.
Yeah.
The build-up to this match and to have the hype meter, and they're going to put on a great match. I mean, don't get me wrong, but with as much as it's anticipated, I think if Johnny wins and then he loses, at another match at the next takeover, then that's fine.
Then you have a reason to bring him up.
Right, because you never gave Johnny the belt. Mm-hmm. And if you're not intending to do that, then at least give him this match, which was completely hyped. Have it, it's the underdog story, and then bring him up after he loses the next match.
Also, I thought it was kind of weird that they just hired his wife, and then they're like, all right, well, he's fired.
Right. I did think it was funny when they kicked him out, and he was like, I have a ticket. I'm here to see my wife. I mean, come on, my wife wrestles. Come on. But anyway, I do think, so that's the card for NXT TakeOver. God, it's going to be so much fun to watch.
It's going to steal the show again.
I agree. But hey, you want to get into WrestleMania?
Let's get into WrestleMania.
Oh my gosh.
It's the grandest stage of them all.
Yeah, you can't say granddaddy anymore. It reminds Vince that he's getting old.
Yes. And he is.
And it's not the ultimate thrill ride anymore. No roller coaster theme.
Yes. So we'll go through each of these matches. We'll identify our smart picks, our mark picks, right?
Yeah.
And we've got something new to add. Ain't that right, Chris?
It
was teased at the last podcast.
As reluctant as I am, yes, there is Tim has brought a new toy.
Toy? Something that is going to remain mine. A new title we can bring because the other title has been just wasted away. So let me introduce to you, Chris. I don't know about you, Steve, but to you, Chris, the World Geek Out Championship Wrestling Most Valuable Prediction. That's right. Your most valuable prediction wins. It's not about how many of these main, top of the line, hey, from a betting perspective, I'm going to mark out to this match. It's the most valuable. And it will be determined at our wrap-up show. So you have to attend the wrap-up show in order to win it, in order to be there to get it. So, this is something new to the podcast, something fun to the podcast. And guess what? I am introducing it for Wrestlemania.
Now, Tim, I do feel that I need to confirm, I gotta trust it is going to be an impartial decision. Are we going to agree as a group what the most valuable prediction was?
No, that's mine. I get to choose on which prediction was the most valuable prediction.
Oh, of course.
Okay,
Look,
Steven, is there something wrong with that?
Nothing wrong with that. Look, hey, I grew up in that age too. Participation trophies, they're not so bad.
Right, like what you're wearing. Correct. Yes. I mean,
what I'm wearing is the most prestigious title in podcasting history.
Any Cleveland Browns fan would appreciate to have any kind of award, and that's what you're soaking up right now.
Of podcasting, thank you.
Right. Of course. Yes. Go to your only glory zone there. So hey, it's great. We'll keep Steven's. But what was that one called? I forget.
The Mark Predictions champion.
Oh right, yeah, the one that's best at picking the odds-on favorites. Got it. So we'll keep that one, which requires no kind of effort whatsoever. And then we'll have this one as well to kind of jazz things up a little bit. I don't want it to get stale. I don't want it to get boring.
Right.
This podcast has to have pizzazz. This, my friends, will add it. And if you don't like it, I don't care. Because this guy will be champion and stay champion.
So you're implying that you're always going to be the most valuable predictor?
Yeah. Because there is none better. And I think it's proven, pay-per-view after pay-per-view, my predictions are the ones that go out on a limb, and they're the ones that are the most valuable in a sense that, hey, if this works out, my God, what a great pay-per-view. The pay-per-views have been boring. My predictions make the pay-per-views interesting. So my correct predictions are right in line with great pay-per-views. It's hand in hand. We do this on a pay-per-viewly basis. It goes hand in hand with our podcast, right?
Okay,
exactly.
I'm interested to see how this turns out. I'm excited for all of us getting a chance to maybe one day be the MVP, if I may.
And that excitement is all that matters to me, Chris. Let's go with the women's match to start off. Which
women's match?
We've got the women's WrestleMania Battle Royal.
So we're starting with the pre-show.
Something that I think that they just kind of threw in. I mean, this match is just something, I don't know. I mean, I felt like the women have such momentum. You had Royal Rumble. The first ever women's Royal Rumble match. You had the first ever women's Elimination Chamber match. And now you have this Battle Royal for what?
I mean the
giant the uterus trophy, of course.
As I was about to say, the Andre the Giant Battle Royal always kind of seems thrown together too. So it makes sense if you're going to make a female version, it might as well feel just as haphazardly thrown together.
Of course, but anyway,
equality and all.
Right. So I mean, we could go through the whole list of the participants.
I don't even know if all have been announced.
You've got, I mean, essentially anybody who's not in a championship match.
Yeah.
Which is the majority of the women.
Yeah.
I think from a a Smark prediction.
Mm-hmm.
Gosh, I mean, I know it. I don't know.
Yeah.
And that's the problem for Smark and Mark for this. I'm gonna mark out if Becky Lynch wins because Becky Lynch loses everything.
Yeah,
I want her to win. So Becky Lynch is someone that I'm gonna mark out for winning.
Mm-hmm. I'm actually in the same boat as you. I'm
glad you are.
I was like, Becky Lynch.
She gets no love, no respect. I mean, she is one of the hardest. She works her ass off.
Yes, she does.
You know?
I appreciate that.
Yeah. and from a Smart perspective, I don't know. Maybe someone like Carmella or Ruby Riott. I don't know.
Yeah.
What are you thinking, Chris?
Well, so I was picking my brain, and I was like, who have they been kind of like heating up, but not really heating up, or for lack of a good win, like who hasn't been getting good wins, but they've been trying to like keep in the public mind.
Right.
And I was like, Ruby Riott. But like I also considered Carmella, but I think Smark wise, I think I've just decided to peg down Ruby Riott because I feel like they do want to make her be the like big heel, just antagonist that's just always like looming, kind of like what they did with Baron Corbin, even though they kind of shit the bed with that one.
Well, and they almost have to do that with Ruby Riott because Ruby, at least with Absolution on Raw, you have Paige who brings an element of seniority, someone that has some backing, someone that, won the championship. Ruby Riott really hasn't done anything, but she's still leading this Riott squad. So I agree with you from that perspective. I think it makes sense for her to win from a Smart prediction. Steven, what you got?
I've had a hard time with this one too. Mark, I would honestly mark out if Sonya Deville won. I'm really becoming a big Sonya Deville fan.
She was another one that went through my head that I was like, she probably could win.
Oh, nice.
But I feel like the Smart prediction, I feel like it's probably going to be either Sasha or Bayley because they keep bringing this attention. They're both going to be in the Battle Royal, and they're like, all these former friends are fighting, and I feel like that's what's going to be the focus, that one of them is going to win, or be close to win, and the other person's going to screw them over. So I think my mark is Sonya, but my smark is Sasha.
Okay, very cool.
I agree that the bulk of the match is probably going to be the storytelling that focuses around Sasha Bayley. But I don't think that that's going to be tied into the finish. Or at least not that directly.
I'd like to see them do it to someone who, hasn't really been in like the spotlight. I mean, not to say that Sonya has it, but like not nearly compared to like the length and intensity that Bayley and Sasha have.
Yeah. No, I get what you're saying. How about the men's, the Andre the Giant?
Yes. And by the way, I think it's coming out soon on HBO, the Andre the Giant special.
I think it's sometime within the next week or two.
I think it's like April. Gosh, I don't remember. But it's right around there. It's like April 10th or something like that. But I'm kind of looking forward to that. They've been really promoting that. Mm-hmm. Steven, they show that up in New York.
Yeah, I had everyone was making a big deal because Hulk Hogan was there. And they're like, have they made amends? They're like, no, he's not coming back. He just was here because he played a part in the story, but he's not coming back.
Right.
I don't know. He might be the new general manager of SmackDown.
So what are we thinking here?
Or he might be Braun Strowman's tag partner. Mr. America comes out. Whoa, who is it? It could be Booker T.
Can he wear the mask?
Yeah.
Yes, that'd be great. So we've got the Andre the Giant Battle Royal. We've got the whole laundry list of people that are doing this.
Yeah. Again, I didn't even look at who a participant is.
Okay, you ready? So we got Ziggler, Corbin, Raleigh, Breeze, Fandango, Ty Dillinger, 10-10-10, Dash Wilder, Scott Dawson, Woken, Matt Hardy, Goldust, Heath Slater, Rhino, Jack Ryder, and Primo Cologne.
I like that one of the Colognes. Yeah.
I guess.
Well, at least Primo is.
Yeah. Not the one that chews the apple and spits in the face of people who don't want to be cool.
Be cool.
So I'm I'm gonna go with Dolph Ziggler. Dolph Ziggler as my mark out. The guy, all along was talking about how, I've never had a WrestleMania moment as a singles wrestler. Yes, this is not technically a singles match, but it still gives him the hoopla and the greatness.
He still wins by himself.
Right. From a Smark, they're not really pushing anybody in this match. So I'll go with Ziggler again as the Smark, just because I don't know of anybody else that on that list that they're really pushing. I mean, Mojo Rawley was like, "Oh, I'm going to be the first 2-time winner." Ooh. There's been talk to Big Cass. You know what? I think that a lot of people are talking about Big Cass. Put me down for Big Cass for my Smark.
Okay.
I've heard a lot of people saying surprise entry, Big Cass. So put Big Cass down. What you got, Chris?
So I have for my mark. Again, I was like, who could win? And so I went with Zack Ryder.
Woo woo woo.
Because I still do woo woo. You know it. I know it. They know it.
They know it.
Good old Long Island IZ.
Yeah. The what is it? The Z True Hollywood Story.
Right. Internet Championship wrestler.
Yeah. Originally, I had put down for my Smark. I kind of did the same thing. Like who are they kind of like lukewarm heating up? And I was just like, I guess Aiden English, but he's not even on. Like, granted, that's not 30 people, and I think it is 30 entrants. But now that you've read that list, I was like, you know what? Ty Dillinger fits my rubric.
Oh,
so I'm
ding, ding.
I'm putting Dillinger and his escape plan.
Don't forget that Heath Slater has kids.
That's true.
So
he does. He does have kids.
Heath Slater was almost my mark out victory win because I'd be like, he does have kids.
I did love the tag match that they had last Monday where Rhino's chant on the side was, "He's got kids. He's got kids." I'm like, Rhino, what happened to you, man? What happened to you? Steven, what you got?
It's all those
I gotta
crackers
go with
and
Chris.
cheese.
Ty Dillinger is going to be my mark out. I think they like to go with the person who doesn't really come out of the blue because Cesaro came out of the blue, Corbin came out of the blue, Mojo Rawley came out of the blue to win this. And
not
I think
with Gronk in his quarter.
I think Dillinger would be my mark out. Now, whether or not they do anything with it after that, because they always say, "Oh, this can make your career," and it's like
time is told that they do nothing.
Yeah. So I think they'll do Ty Dillinger and they'll hype it up like this is his big break, and then he'll go back to like showing up once a month on SmackDown. My Smark though, I think would be Ziggler because
So you're splitting down the middle between both of us.
Yeah, well, I think the thing too is with Ziggler, storyline wise, it just seems funny to me that Ziggler threw away the United States title because he says it was beneath him, but the Andre Battle Royal, now that is something he wants to pursue.
Yeah.
For the record, I have seen that other names would be Woken Bray Wyatt. Oh. Because we haven't seen him since he entered the Hardy compound.
Since he drowned in the Lake of Reincarnation.
Right. So he entered, never came back.
True.
Yeah. Except in house shows. And then
he's still got to make his cheddar.
The other one is Samoa Joe, but maybe we'll get into that with the Braun Strowman. Yeah. So the next one up, and we can be real quick with this, is the Cruiserweight Championship.
So have you guys been following the tournament on 205 Live?
Yes, and it's just I don't know. 205. We've talked about this. 205 is just struggling.
So ever since they hired on Rockstar Spud, FKA Rockstar Spud, now Drake Maverick, I feel like there has been a noticeable shift in the quality. Like I checked it out, like I watched pretty much the entire tournament all in one sitting, and I will say they have been able to be a little bit more cruiserweighty.
But this is the best options we have for a WrestleMania match.
Cedric Alexander is a godsend, and Mustafa Ali killed it in that tournament. He broke a finger in the first match, like halfway through the match, and still was able to finish it.
Wow!
I was fuck you. I was very impressed with it.
Unbelievable. That's great. Good for him. Steven, what you got?
I'm going to go with Mustafa Ali, just like you guys said. I mean, 205's not bad. I just feel like, I don't know, it's just missing something. But I think they're going to give it to Mustafa Ali just because, I don't know, I really I feel bad because those guys bust their asses. It's just not something that's like, can really get into, you know?
I feel like they're really pushing Ali, but
yeah,
they definitely have been.
I don't know.
They've been doing like, what it means for his family, what it means for his culture, what it means for his people.
Right. I don't know. From a smart perspective, I agree, Steven. That's definitely who's going to win. I'm going to go on the opposite side for a mark out, and that would be Cedric Alexander.
I'm doing the same thing. I love Cedric Alexander.
He's got a little bit more of a personality, a little bit less of a sap story.
A little bit more rock and roll.
Oh, nice.
A little less country.
There you go. So I don't know, but I don't have really much to contribute on this, just because it's just, to me, 205 is still underwhelming. Sure, they're making strides, but it's just, I'm not ready yet.
Who are you marking out for, Steve?
I'd mark out for Mustafa Ali just because I think it'd be nice just to have that something different in there, and he can still feud with Cedric over it. But I gotta say, my mark and smark would be Mustafa.
Okay. I'm just to give the official word, I am in line with Tim on this one. Mustafa Ali, he's getting it feels like he's getting the official push, so I'm smarking to him, but I'm marking out to Cedric Alexander. I also saw one of his last indie matches.
Nice.
Yeah.
Good for you.
Yeah. Let me pick up that name, too.
All right, so we've got the U.S. Championship as our next match to decide. We got Randy Orton against Bobby Roode, who's glorious, Jinder Mahal, and Happy Rusev Day.
Happy Rusev Day.
I hope he brings the tank back.
What you got, Chris?
Whenever Randy Orton is involved in something, I'm worried that they're just going to give it to Randy Orton because he's Randy Orton.
Right.
Yeah.
So unfortunately, that's who I'm smarking to, because I was like, well, fucking Randy Orton's in the match, so he's probably going to win. Because he's the most uncharismatic performer in the world, and yet he's got so much talent behind him. Like you'd think he would care, but as you could probably guess, Rusev's my pick to like, in my heart of hearts. Like, I want to have a happy Rusev Day for all of America.
Me too.
For all of the U.S.
Me too.
I hear rumor that the only reason why he was added to this match is because a short while ago, probably within the last week or so, he asked to be released, and that was, getting a championship match at WrestleMania was like one of the conditions of him staying on.
Wow.
Which, if so, I can't blame him. But
yeah.
Right. Yeah, I agree with you from a mark-out perspective. Happy Rusev Day. Let's all have a celebration. Let's all have fun. Actually, win or lose, I'm going to have a happy Rusev Day. But I will...
There's just more party favors if he wins.
And I agree with you. I can see them keeping the belt on Randy Orton. Steve, what you got there?
I think I'm the same mark. I really, really want Rusev to win. I love Rusev Day. I loved Rusev back when he was the evil Russian. He's just so good at what he does.
The Bulgarian living in Russia.
Right.
Oh, I know they changed him to Bulgarian afterwards, but didn't they just for a while pretend he was? I don't know.
I think you're thinking Vladimir Kozlov.
Yeah.
Well, no, because I remember they would be like, dedicate this match to Vladimir Putin.
Yes, you are correct. I'm just giving you a hard time.
But it's going to be Randy Orton. It's just, I don't know. Like, Randy Orton, he's not a bad wrestler, but if you've seen one Randy Orton match, you've seen them all. Headlocks, hand stomps, that middle rope DDT. I really feel like they're just going to have Randy Orton win.
Just sitting there vaping.
WrestleMania.
Don't forget the vintage RKOs.
Ugh.
Oh, yeah, the vintage RKOs, which aren't even really out of nowhere anymore, because he does that roll-over belly hand stomp thing.
I will say that the videos that went around a couple years ago about the RKOs out of nowhere, that
the mean ones,
they were putting him into videos.
That was the best part about Randy Orton.
Yeah, especially when he would just look at the camera and then look. And anyway, so the next match we got is the Raw Tag Team Championship. where we have the Bar
Bar
against Braun and Brain Strowman.
I loved this week on Raw when Brain Strowman came out. My twin brother Braun.
Yeah.
I love Corey Graves. Corey Graves was perfect too. He took off the glasses and just said, "Surprise! It's Braun Strowman."
Yeah, I can't believe this.
Oh, Corey, you're a godsend.
So who do we think is going to be who do we think? Yes. So who do we think is going to be Braun's partner?
So, I liked the idea of them burying the hatchet and Elias coming out as his partner.
Mm-hmm.
I also like the rumor that this might be Samoa Joe's return and he's Braun's partner.
What do you think, Steve?
I think his partner is going to be the whether it's Woken or whatever, repackaged Bray Wyatt, because they already have a history when he used to be a member of the Wyatt family. And now that the feud with Matt Hardy's done, I think they're going to bring back Bray Wyatt, whether he's still the creepy cult leader or whatever.
Or Husky Harris.
I think that'd be, yeah. God, I'd love if he came back as Husky Harris.
He chopped up all his hair.
What if he had a tag team partner like Neville?
I could see that.
Would that
throws him like a lawn dart?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean,
also, Dean Ambrose should be coming back soon.
That's true.
I don't they put him from Access, though.
Well, that might be why they took him off Access. So that no one would see that he's in perfect health.
That's true. So do we see any of these tag matches or tag matchups losing to the Bar?
So my first thought was like, oh, I love Braun, he's got to win. But then I was like, oh, but like, especially if it's like someone like Elias or something like that like maybe they could play up the storyline that he just grabbed them so that he could still be in this match, because the stipulation is like
you have to have a partner.
Yeah, he has to have a partner. Right. So like I could totally see him doing the thing where he's like, this is my partner, and then as soon as the bell rings, like just knocks him out, and he's like, I'm Braun, and like does the whole match by himself.
That would be amazing.
I'd be all about that.
Yeah, but then like right at the finish, whoever his tag partner is, Elias or Samoa Joe or whoever, is like, hey, wait, no, fuck you, and like comes in and like, pulls some shenanigans, and that's what causes like Braun to get like knocked out or a count out, win or something like that. Something that causes the Bar to retain, which is why I'm smarking to the Bar, but marking to Braun.
I'm marking to Braun, but with Elias as his partner.
Do I need to add that stipulation that it has to be Elias for your mark out to be correct?
Not really, because it's a mystery partner.
Yeah.
So
you're a mystery partner.
That's true. He is. I've never seen him, so he technically is a mystery partner.
He's actually just a hornswoggle underneath the ring.
I knew it.
The commissioner, the anonymous GM.
But I think from a smart perspective, Braun's going to win.
Yeah.
Whoever he's tagged with, he's going to win.
I would love for Braun to win, and he do the fucking Miz thing of wearing both belts.
Yeah.
And it would be great if like whoever his tag team partner is like does the I'm blanking on his name.
Damien Mizdow?
Yes.
Oh, come on. Don't give it to him like that. You got
holding like two like Toys R Us belts. Especially Toys R Us is going out of business.
Padded foam ones with the plastic faceplate.
And then he was he did every move that Miz did. A poor guy. Such a big future.
Such a great talent.
Yeah.
Squandered.
Yeah. Anyway, Steve, what you got on this?
I'm marking and smarking for Braun and the mystery partner. I know Braun is like next to Roman Reigns. He's like the big thing. So I can't imagine him like this is his first WrestleMania, I think. And as hot as Braun's been lately, I can't imagine they'd have him lose his first WrestleMania.
Yeah, I think you made that up, but we'll move on to the next match. So we've got the SmackDown tag team match. So we've got the Usos, the New Day, and the Bludgeon Brothers. Mm-hmm. The Usos are the defending champions. I feel like they've been the champions for a while.
Yeah.
and nobody really cared. But I think from a Smark perspective, they're really pushing those Bludgeon Brothers. I think that's probably going to be your winners. I'm going to mark out with and Chris, honestly, don't be sour because they will be the 5-time champs, and you're going to feel the power of the New Day.
Yeah. I agree with you on in terms of the Bludgeon Brothers. Like, it feels like they're really trying to heat them up, if I may. So I too am smarking to the Bludgeon Brothers, but I got to stay on brand for myself, and I'm going with the for my mark.
Good for you, Steven. What you got?
Smark is obviously the Bludgeon Brothers because they've really been pushing hard for them. The mark would be the Oos. I didn't like them when they were the good guys with the face painting and the dancing, but once they turned heel, especially when they battle rapped the New Day and made that not so subtle reference to Xavier Woods' sex tape, that's when they won me over. I'm like, okay, these guys are awesome. So I'd mark for the Usos.
So if you can reference Xavier Woods' sex tape, that's how to win Steve
It's
Harvey.
a good criteria, yes.
Ladies, remember that.
Speaking of ladies, we've got the Raw Women's Championship between Alexa Bliss, who's a mean girl now, body shaming and being rude to Nia Jax.
I gotta say that I fucking hate this build-up.
I second that.
God, yes.
It's god-awful. Like, I thought...
It's especially creepy that Alexa struggled with eating disorders in real life.
Right,
Yes.
and Mickie James is famously, like, had to go through that Piggy James bullshit that she, like, is very much against. So the fact that they're making them do this, it's not endearing me to Nia Jax. It's pissing me off with the creative team. Like, I'm sorry, Nia. You know, you're a great performer. You don't deserve this. Alexa doesn't deserve this. Mickie James doesn't deserve this.
Do we think Vince is in the back just laughing it up?
I'm sure he is.
This
is how women talk.
This is how the women get over. They tell fat jokes.
Yeah.
Bring me my muscle milk.
Where's my Snickers bar?
Yeah, I agree with you, Chris. I'm just not a fan of the setup for this. It's just a terrible build-up.
Anyone that's listened to me talk about wrestling knows that I'm, like, in love with Alexa Bliss.
You are.
I am so, like, turned off by this that, like, I've boxed up my Pop Funko of Alexa Bliss. I took that magnet that you got for me. I slapped it on my card as soon as you gave it to me. I took it off my car.
It made me sad.
Yeah.
And you even turned off your Amazon Alexa.
Yeah. It's just unplugged.
Yeah, it's just, I mean, just the trifecta. I mean, this
of Alexa, this is all gone.
Yeah, this is just completely ruined.
Yeah.
The Alexa Bliss that I remember and love.
I no longer feel Alexa Bliss. I feel Alexa ennui.
The only thing
that's
get
an
me
emotion that means.
Yeah, I know. The only thing that gets me out of this is another Alexa Bliss win and great post-match trash talk. And that's what I'm marking out for, is an Alexa Bliss win, just like an Elimination Chamber telling everybody to chase their dreams, but you'll never attain them.
As long as that post match doesn't involve fat shaming, I'll be okay with it.
Yes.
Yeah. Like if she just goes back to, like, the same thing that she
how
did.
She's the best, that's one thing.
Yeah.
But I really cringed when she was making the blubbering joke on Raw.
God.
Yeah,
I was
bad.
like I physically died a little bit inside watching that.
Yeah, they've really kind of buried her from a talking perspective after such a great post-match speech.
Yeah.
Between the Asuka, let me translate for everybody what she's trying to say, and now with this Nia Jax thing with the weight, it just to me.
Was Mickie a heel just overnight?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. But,
I mean, to be fair, she turned face overnight too. So
from a smart perspective, I think they're pushing Nia Jax to win. I don't know where they go after this, but it is what it is. Steve, what you got?
I'm going to mark and smart for Nia just because I want to. Even though I hate the storyline, I still want to see the bully get the shit beat out of her. So I would mark for that, and obviously smart because I think that they've really been pushing Nia, and I think Nia's gonna win. So mark and smart for Nia Jax.
While I agree with the they're pushing Nia, like just something deep down inside makes me believe that they still want Alexa to hold the belt. So I'm smarking and marking both to Alexa Bliss. And like I said earlier, like, you know, it's a very reluctant match for me. So like even, you know, with my marking out to Alexa Bliss, it's more of like out of habit than like I'm actually going to be super excited if, you know, she wins. Because yeah, like you said, Steve, she's the bully. Who wants to see the bully win?
Yeah.
He said as like he has a mark prediction for the Miz winning.
Yeah, exactly. Speaking of the Miz, we've got the Intercontinental Championship between the Miz, Seth Rollins, burn it down, and Finn Balor. Steve, you start with this one.
Yeah, we've been starting it all. You just
my mark, obviously.
That's great. So, Chris, what do you got for you?
But hold on. But my smart is Finn Balor.
Yeah, I agree. They definitely are pushing Finn Balor.
I missed who your mark was.
Oh, it's the Miz.
Yeah,
the Miz. Oh, okay. Oh, so you're just.
But the smart is Balor. I think he's going to be the Demon too. I think they're going to bring out the Demon for WrestleMania. So they've been pushing the Balor Club.
I did want to ask that, like, because I feel like so. In regards to Finn, like Finn is my smart and the Miz is my mark as well. Just because, you know, the Miz, he's an A-lister. He has kid now, so he needs this win. But so like with Finn Balor, one of the big things that really surprised me is this Monday night's Raw. They had Finn and Seth do a one-on-one match against each other, and like amazing match, WrestleMania caliber match in itself.
Agreed.
And Finn ate the pin clean. You know, Miz didn't interfere. The Miz Tourage didn't interfere. Nothing. It was just straight up two dudes wrestling, and Finn just ate it after like 30 minutes or something like that. It felt like a really long match. Great. So like, yeah, I feel like that's going to be the thing that like pushes him. Like they haven't really. Usually they kind of want to do like an in between episode where Finn's like, oh, I need to do something to win, and then they're like, ha, I know, the Demon.
The Demon.
But I do feel like that's going to be the thing that like pushes him over. He's like, I couldn't beat Seth by myself, and in this match I have another person to worry about on top of Seth. I gotta bring the thunder.
Lightning and the thunder.
Thunder. I hate that song.
I got to be consistent. You know, I've been a huge mark for Seth Rollins all year. To me, this should be the year of Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins needs to be pushed. A great in-ring worker. You could tell that ever since that injury, he's really changed his approach in the ring. And they brought the curb stomp back, which to me is one of the better finishers.
Because that weird knee thing he was doing wasn't doing it.
No, it was physically injuring other wrestlers and keeping them out. So I'm going to go with mark out of Seth. Burn it down, Rollins. Next match is...
Who was your smart?
My smart is Finn Balor. Yes.
Finn Balor all the way.
Yeah, from a smart perspective, yeah. We had some great news. What was it, last week? When Daniel Bryan was cleared.
Yeah.
And again, we're not going to be like those podcasts, but this is something that this podcast has talked about, especially yours truly has talked about. And when I got word, I was super excited that Daniel Bryan was cleared to wrestle, and I cannot wait to get past this match that they're having at WrestleMania so he can have more matches against current talent.
Yeah.
AJ Styles, Shinsuke Nakamura. I just...
Do we think he steps down as general manager so he can be a regular superstar?
I think this is what starts it. So,
yeah.
I mean, I'll start. This it's obvious. I think from a smart perspective, I think they're giving you the flavor that Daniel Bryan can't lose, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he's here, he's going to win. So from a smart perspective, I think it'll be Daniel Bryan winning. From a mark-out prediction, I would love to see Zayn and Owens win and have, however they do it. I do think that Shane will turn on Daniel Bryan. And I can see Kevin Owens taking advantage of that. I mean, I've loved Kevin Owens for the longest time. You and you're in the same boat there, Chris.
Yeah.
But I would totally mark out to see something fun, something exciting, something against the grain, because I think even the latest Vegas odds has Daniel Bryan and Shane O'Mac winning. It would be cool to see Zayn and Owens win, and then see what kind of fallout they have from that, especially if Shane turns on Daniel Bryan.
I actually have the opposite prediction from you with this, because I feel like I would get more excited, like seeing Bryan, win the match. Like I would mark out more for Bryan winning the match. But much like with Gargano and Ciampa, I don't see them actually firing Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, and that is the stipulation for this match. Essentially, their jobs hang in the balance. So I'm smarking to Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn winning so that they can keep their jobs. And that's kind of the only outcome I see from a business perspective. And I feel like McMahon is probably going to be there to take the pin, so that they continue the illusion of Daniel Bryan being, the unstoppable, heartthrob, or what, the GOAT. Steve?
I am going to mark for the Yep movement, Zayn and Owens, only because I think Shane's going to cost them the match. I don't think he's going to turn heel, though, because they've been doing it like Shane is so impulsive and emotional that I think they'll do something where that he has the chance to win it, but then he'll do one of his stupid suicide dives and completely miss or something, and then he'll cost them the match. Yeah, like dive off the Titantron into a dumpster full of thumbtacks or something because he's Shane. But I'm marking and smarking for the Yep movement.
Mm-hmm. Real quick, I had posted this theory in a wrestling group that I was in, and I got yelled at by a couple of the neckbeards that are in there because obviously I don't understand wrestling. But
of course.
But do we think that Daniel Bryan being cleared to wrestle is more so based on his contract being up and the fear of him leaving the WWE versus...
Triple H said as much in an interview, I think.
Did he? Okay. So thank you. Because that's what I said. I was like, is it possible that the reason why he was cleared was because that was the only way that he was willing to re-sign with the WWE? Because rumor has it that he's got all these offers to fight in Ring of Honor and shit like that. Probably could join the Bullet Club at the drop of a hat if he wanted to.
Of course he could.
I'm sure.
But, and did he go to Vince with that and be like, look, I could work anywhere, let me wrestle again or I'm gone. And Vince is like, fine, I'll tell my doctors to stop not clearing you on the stipulation that you do re-sign.
No, because Triple H said in an interview that he didn't come out and say that that's why we signed him, but he said his fear was that Daniel's contract would expire and then he would go off to Ring of Honor or New Japan and wrestle for them and sell out, stadium after stadium.
All right, so yeah, that's basically what I was trying to get at. So I'm glad that I'm not the only one that feels that way.
You're not the only one.
Thanks. Because of course the neckbeards were like, no, he's been going to doctors for 3 years, and I'm like, yes, I've heard this. Yeah. I watched his promo. Even if I had been living under a rock for the past 3 years, I heard his promo where he said that. Anyway, sorry. Next match.
Yes, the next match we have the Women's SmackDown Championship. Charlotte Flair versus Asuka.
Speaking of which, real quick, in regards to SmackDown and the Women's Championship, congratulations to Charlotte, or not Charlotte, sorry, another C name. Congratulations to Carmella for now being the longest Money in the Bank contract holder in the the time span that the thing has been a thing. As of 2 days ago, she has now held the contract and not cashed in longer than anyone else who has ever held it.
And nobody cares. And that's the sad part.
It's like a big accomplishment. It's like not really. It's not like a championship belt.
I feel like that's why she's done attempted cash-ins for the last 2 SmackDowns.
Yes.
Because they were like, oh, right. Now that it's a thing, now that we can brag about it, we should have a reason to brag about it.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be a wasted cash-in, and I wouldn't be surprised if she tries to cash in at WrestleMania
against one of these
Rollins. Two. Right, against one of these two, and fails miserably.
Wins?
No, it's not.
What if she's the one that beats Asuka's streak?
That would be that would be awful.
Now, if she runs in and pins Charlotte, does that count against Asuka's streak?
If it's a 3-way match, yeah. Because if she pulls a Seth Rollins made it a 3-way.
Now, does that mean that Asuka hasn't really had that much of a streak because she got eliminated from a battle royal in NXT by Eva Marie? Let's all remember that.
Yeah, that's something that WWE wants you to forget.
Yeah, that's getting buried. That's not going to make it in the tape room.
Right.
Anyway,
I think obviously, I mean, from a smart perspective, WWE wants Asuka to win.
Yeah.
So I think that's in my opinion pretty obvious. I would mark out with the opposite. I would love to see Charlotte win. She does really well in pay-per-views. She tends to win the majority of her matches in pay-per-views.
Unless it's pay-per-views, yeah, she always wins. And then the following Raw, she'll lose to Sasha Banks.
That's correct. So I don't know. Maybe I'm against the grain, but I think I would mark out more if Charlotte won rather than Asuka. I think it's more predictable if Asuka wins.
I agree. Part of me thinks that it's easier to be like, oh, hey, the streak continues, with Asuka. I'm still not huge on Charlotte, so I would be more excited by an Asuka win. But I also feel like if they're going to break Asuka's streak, what better place than at WrestleMania? And what better opponent than versus Charlotte? So, smarking out to Charlotte victory.
Yeah, I mean, and I agree with you. I mean, I don't know what other female wrestler other than, I guess, Ronda Rousey do you want to have Asuka lose to? Steve, what do you think?
I gotta say, Mark and Smart for Asuka. They've really been hyping her. She just won the mixed match challenge. I think the only way I don't see her winning is if there's some sort of cash-in shenanigans, but I don't know because when Carmella comes out, you can hear a pin drop.
What if James Ellsworth comes in and beats Asuka?
He's tag team champions with Gilbert now.
That's right. I heard that.
Yeah, I saw that.
Good for him.
All right, we've got Ronda Rousey and Kurt Angle against Stephanie McMahon and Triple H. So there's been some build up to this, I mean, I think it's been going on since Royal Rumble.
Yeah,
right?
I feel like you can see the improvement that Ronda's had every time she comes out on the mic. She's gotten a little bit better. She's a little bit more comfortable.
Yep.
Still has a problem smiling too much.
Yes.
But at the same time, I think they're starting to fold that into the character that they're giving her.
But I don't see her losing.
Nah, neither do I.
Yeah.
But from a smart perspective, I've got Rousey and Angle. From a markout prediction, I've got Rousey and Rock.
Ooh.
I think.
Oh.
I mean,
that would give some nice symmetry.
Yes. So I'm gonna go
to what did Angle say? WrestleMania 24.
Right. Yes. Yeah. So I mean, I got to change it up a little bit. Put The Rock on there for me for a mark out. I would totally mark out if The Rock comes out.
Just his music hitting, I would mark out. And he's got 2 movies that he's got to promote.
That's
so
true.
Why wouldn't he?
Exactly. What you got, Steve?
Obviously, it's going to be Rousey for the Smark. I think The Rock won't. I think he's too busy with his movies, actually. So I think it would be my mark and Smark is the gold medalists. Although it'd be hilarious if Jason Jordan came back and cost him Dad the match, but no, it would be the Rousey and Angle.
Always
Dad,
good.
why don't you ever choose me as a tag team partner?
Yeah, exactly. Wow. Thanks for going out on a limb there, Steve. Chris, what you got?
Same. I'm marking and smarking for Rousey. I don't think I need to see the Authority win another match.
I don't need to see the Authority ever again in a match.
I like the Authority as the Authority figures,
Right.
But I don't need to see them in ring anymore. I mean, this will be the first time that Stephanie's been in ring proper, like as a wrestler, for how many years?
Yeah, it's been a while.
Yeah,
Since her match with the Bella twin, I think.
Yeah,
right. So next match is Brock Lesnar against Roman Reigns, the Universal Championship.
Gee golly.
Smark, obvious. We've been calling this for months. Roman Reigns is going to take the belt away from Brock Lesnar.
yeah.
Dana White just openly admitted yesterday or before that, oh yeah, Brock's coming back to the UFC after WrestleMania.
Yep.
So it's
Now,
okay, well.
Granted, is that an exclusive contract?
It doesn't matter. It doesn't really matter. I mean, God, they're shoving Roman Reigns so far down our throats.
I mean, even having Roman getting his ass beat on a Raw is just to make him look that much stronger when he wins. So they can say, oh my God, he's got 3 busted ribs, hemorrhaging, and a broken spinal column, and he still won the match. Can you believe it?
Believe that.
Believe it.
Yeah. But I think from a mark-out perspective, I hate to say it, but, I'll mark out to somebody that shows up. Somebody that's there, somebody that, puts in the work, that they don't skip any days. They don't just show up when they want with some championship belt that is kind of useless now. I mean, do you even remember what the name of the Raw championship belt is? It's the Universal, right?
Yeah.
But he's never there,
Yeah.
Even after he defends his belt, he doesn't show up the next week. So
Yeah.
I'm going to go with Roman Reigns.
Yeah. I gotta say, like, within the last couple months, I've kind of cooled it on my distaste for Roman, because I started just looking at the quality of the work. Like, he's not a bad wrestler. Like, yeah,
No, the issue's always been with the lot how the WWE treats him. He's a great wrestler.
Yeah, I am kind of bored of him being the only person in the main event scene sometimes, or at least the only he's always in the main event scene. Like, it would be cool for him to drop back and do something else for a while. But yeah, as much as I'm on Roman a lot of times, I do not like Brock Lesnar. I just don't. I straight up don't like Brock Lesnar. So, anyone but you, Brock.
What you got, Steve?
I mean, Smark and Mark Roman. It'd just be nice to have the title defended more than once every 3 months. Actually, defended on Raw.
I mean, it's supposed to be. The rule is that you're supposed to defend it every 30 days, or else you can be stripped of the title.
Right.
Yeah.
Or at least showing up. Being there. So.
I mean, even as much as I like Paul Heyman, it's getting kind of old with Paul Heyman cutting this awesome promo and Brock's bouncing up and down like he has to pee right after the segment.
Yeah.
And then randomly laughing maniacally.
Yeah. Or making his pecs bounce just to show that he can.
Yeah.
Right. We got the WWE Championship. AJ Styles versus Shinsuke Nakamura.
The match that I wish was the final match of the night.
Yes.
And all the other neckbeards out there.
Completely looking forward to this match, just like everybody else.
Yeah.
But
it was not the last match of the night at whatever Wrestle Kingdom that the match was originally featured on. So it doesn't have to be the last match to be the best match.
That's true. Chris, what are you thinking on this one?
So I feel like they're giving they're really giving Shinsuke the rub here. Like he feels like they're trying to butter him up, like they're gonna give him the strong shit, not just the strong style, but the strong shit. So I would not be surprised if he comes out victorious. But my heart's always going to be with AJ, so I'm giving the smark to Shinsuke, but AJ I'm hoping takes the win, and it would be great if like this developed into a little like every once in a while a little back and forth, little like one-upsmanship kind of feud, not necessarily like a straight blood feud, but like just like, oh, you might still be champion, but I'm better at I can beat everyone that you've lost to, or something like that, you know?
Right.
Which is kind of what they've been playing with as the build-up to the match.
I agree. Steve, what are you thinking?
I'm marking for AJ. I love AJ Styles. I think he's probably like the best wrestler like in the WWE. But I think Shinsuke is gonna win. I think they've been pushing him hard. He's been in the top notch for a while. I mean, it'll still be a good match, but I'm marking for AJ, but smart for Shinsuke.
So you just copied me, is basically what you're saying.
Pretty much.
Yeah. Well, unfortunately, I'm in the same boat. But
glad I went first.
Well, it's no surprise.
Yeah.
AJ Styles, to me, I've been saying this from day one. He is my favorite wrestler in WWE.
So you've been down since day one-ish?
No.
Day one is H?
I don't do anything USO related.
You do want none then, or some.
Would you say you want some?
He really wants some.
No, I want none of either of that. None of it.
That's AJ's song.
And I was going along with it. Do we think that we're going to have a Cena Undertaker match? And if so, who wins?
I think we do. I think I don't think they would have gone this hard with it if they didn't think it was actually going to happen.
That'd be like the ultimate blue balls to do. Like, well, it's blue balls to have him show up on Raw.
You know,
which I thought was real gutsy.
You know, what would be hilarious is if, like, the whole night, like, you keep cutting back to John Cena in the audience, being like, "Well, never showed up. You know, I'm not doing it." And then, then Braun comes out for the tag match, and Undertaker is his partner. You just see John Cena like, the fuck?
That would be awesome.
That would be amazing.
You need to start doing creative for WWE because I'm interested.
And then Cena costs Braun the championship.
Oh, that'd be great.
But no. So I think that.
So do we have a match, and who wins?
I think
Chris, what do you got?
I think we do have a match, and I feel like Taker wins, to make up for, to last year, and to kind of give John Cena the out so that he can go do Hollywood,
Okay. Steve, what do you think? Will there be a
match? I think we will see it, but I think we get American Badass Taker, and I think Cena wins. That way they can say, okay, Roman Reigns retired the dead man, John Cena retired the badass, now the Undertaker can go and, enjoy life without showing up every once at WrestleMania.
I think we do have a match. I think the Undertaker wins. I think Cena. If Cena loses, he doesn't miss much. It's no big deal. And I think it also kind of goes in with the whole Cena can't win a big match kind of deal because he's lost a lot of kind of big matches lately.
Yeah, big match John has been big loss John.
Said on his Raw promo.
So I think Undertaker beats him, and they use this as a continued build up. I mean, Cena will go away for a little while, but they'll build this up for Cena to win that 17th championship.
Yeah, I still think
and break the record.
I still think he's going to get the 17th eventually, but I don't think he's going to win against Taker.
All right, so that's a wrap, right?
Yeah, that's WrestleMania.
That's a wrap, sir.
Jeez, that's a
wrestle wrap.
That's a big card.
Yeah,
we talked for a while.
This has been our longest episode so far. We're almost at an hour 20. We're probably at about hour 15 once I edit out all the jibber jabber at the beginning.
Yeah,
Steve talking about how great he is.
Yeah, we avoid that anyway. All right. Well, guys, this was fun. I'm looking forward to it. Chris, how can people find you on the internet?
You can find me on the Twitter machine at the EG Nolan.
Is that 2 E's?
That is 2 E's.
Oh, wow. What about you, Steve?
You can find me on Twitter.
Just tell us your wife's one. Just tell us your wife's.
She is funnier than me. It's my smarky wife, where I live tweet all my wife's dry, hysterical observations to pro wrestling.
If he's the architect, then why does his song say "Burn It Down"?
Yeah.
She calls him the arsonist now, which I think is hilarious.
Yeah. God, she is so much funnier than you. All right, go ahead and tell us yours.
Is she the one that does the predicting for you too?
No, that's all me.
No. Any drunken monkey can just pull up the Vegas websites and see what the main ones. So, Steve, what are your what's your Twitter handle? I talked over.
Harvey_S. You can find me on there. Recently got unsuspended after I told a Nazi to drink bleach. So I'm good to go.
We're gonna have to edit that part out of this podcast. Jiminy Christmas.
And Tim, where can the kids find you?
At TimmyC84. You got it.
The 84 stands for love.
Ooh, sexual chocolate.
All right, and we will be back in a few days with our reactions to WrestleMania. So watch our Twitters for that. You can also follow the Geek Out official Twitter at Geek Out Podcast.
I'm excited, guys.
Yeah.
Another WrestleMania season. Let's do it.
Bring it on.
Drinks on you, Malt. See you guys.
This has been another Geek Out production. If you enjoyed what you heard, hey, we've got a special episode every Friday. Of course, there's the usual catching up show every Wednesday. And you get book club episodes just about every Tuesday these days. Thanks for listening.